Hey, this is Matt for AVNation.tv. We are here in sunny Orlando, Florida at InfoComm 2019, and we are in center stage with Kirsten Nelson. How are you doing, ma'am?
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We've known each other a while. I always appreciate being able to chat with you, especially on camera. It's fun. You've been running and curating the program for Center Stage for what? This is your third year?
This is the third year, yep.
This has been one of those parts of the show that I would argue doesn't get enough praise, doesn't get talked about enough, but it's starting to come into its own. Tell us a little bit about the program this year for Center Stage and the response you're seeing.
Yeah, I am feeling so great about this year at Center Stage. It really, like you said, I think it's starting to really come together as a place where people can come and get ideas about what's going on at the edges of our industry with the most innovative uses of our technology.
Right.
But how does it apply to my business right now? And what ideas can I get from this for my day-to-day? And I think this year at Center Stage, people have been showing up because they are seeing talks that are going to help them change their business. And I think they've been intentionally coming to sessions, seeing inspirational people doing really interesting things, and walking away with new ideas for how to do their projects every day.
I know when I've walked past and covering the show the way we do, we walk past booths a lot. Most of the times when there's people on stage, there's not really any empty seats kicking around, which has been really great to see.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about was, are we through the point where, InfoComm went through its name change to Avixa? They really started to highlight that experience and really, as you said, ways to use the technology creatively.
Yeah.
Are we to the point where, again, from what you're hearing from the stage and the feedback from the attendees, that the experience, and I don't want to downplay on that word, but the experience actually does matter, and we can create these environments that no one else is equipped to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time for the industry in general. We're using the word experience to keep talking about how our projects matter going forward. And we're using the word experience to describe what it is we've always done as an industry.
Yeah.
We have always created atmosphere. We've talked about this before, but I know that what's happening now is people are realizing my business needs to change, my approach to projects needs to change. Where can I get those ideas? Oh, there's actually this dedicated area here where they can get ideas about how their business can change to fit this new description of how to frame a conversation. If you're selling something, if you're designing something, if you're choosing products for something, how can you frame that decision differently? And that's what we're focusing on here. And I think why people are coming to Center Stage now. They're dedicating time. I've noticed people are specifically coming for sessions they've scheduled to be here. Because there's so many sessions now that are pinpointed to particular types of projects or particular types of applications. And they're showing up and they're paying attention. I've seen people leaning forward in their seats. So it's really thrill to watch people get as invigorated as I am about this,
Is it something where we're starting to see, I've heard a couple of sessions, I've sat through some of the other events going on and this week at the show, and I'm hearing and seeing a bit of a weird crossover at times. And that's probably not the right term, but it feels weird at first glance. You're seeing companies that are completely within this industry that are actually almost being the end user as well. So they get a client who wants to create this atmosphere inside their office or inside their lobby or inside their hotel, their brand new building. And they're creating these experiences, this atmosphere. I love that word. I'm going to steal it. But they're creating an atmosphere using technology to do it, and they're almost becoming artists themselves.
Yes.
Where is that crossover point?
Yeah, exactly. I think what we've always done is an art. It always has been an art form, and everyone in this industry, a lot of them have a foundation in creative work, whether it's music or video or production, content creation. And then there is the art to making something that's an idea become visible, become audible. That is an art. But also, one of our speakers here at Center Stage, Jason White from Leviathan, we had this extended interview and I did a big article about this.
He's awesome.
Yeah, we did this great article about the fact that this is a renaissance.
Yeah.
Because the Renaissance, the original one, was about being funded, getting these pieces commissioned by high-powered people with money to create beautiful public works of art. That's what we're seeing now. These major corporations, these major entities are investing in what is ultimately public works of art. So suddenly the stuff we do is cool, it's beautiful, it's engaging, and it's being funded by people who genuinely want to reshape their brand, genuinely want to push a different image of themselves out into the world without putting their logo all over it. They just want to show actual artwork. And that's the best part about it. It's not a commercial, it's just beautiful.
I think one of the things that I see kind of get misconstrued is when we go down this artist vein, when we go down this experience, this atmosphere, this creativity vein, a lot of people think that we're trying to assume that the entire industry is going to disappear and just become this, the edges that we're seeing right now. We're always going to have that bread and butter conference rooms and classrooms, higher ed and PAs and house of worship, but there's going to be opportunities to do some more creative things. Is that going to continue to stay, from what you're seeing from Center Stage, is that going to continue to stay as a mainstream offshoot, or is it going to become essentially another vertical?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because I think when you're talking about experience and how humans are interacting with our technology, conference rooms,
it's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, but there's a lot of room there. Then,
there is
as
a lot
result,
of room,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that all of this stuff can become beautiful. And I think that when we're talking about these beautiful works of art that they're using, that brands are using to create an impression, to create an experience, to create a perception of their brand in the physical world, that might end up carrying throughout every single thing. Like, let's say it is a major corporation. They have a beautiful thing in their lobby.
Right.
How does that connect with the conference rooms?
Yeah.
They're using, all these pieces are generative in some nature, Maybe they'll be generated by the people who are moving throughout a corporate office.
Yeah.
Maybe the stuff changes, like when there's a hive of activity, maybe it changes the work of art in the lobby. So I think that if you're working in the corporate space, you might also be interacting with and integrating with some of these artworks.
Yeah.
But I think it might not even be a separate vertical, but it might be a separate specialty. And I think what we're already seeing is collaborations among these different types of creative services agencies, these new kinds of companies that honestly definitely need our integration skills.
Right.
And plus their vision. And I think that we're just going to see more of that. I don't know if it's a separate vertical so much as it's another niche, another specialty.
I like it. Very good. Thank you so much for your time. If people want to find out more about Center Stage, if they want to connect with you, where can they do that?
I am on Twitter as my full name, Kirsten Nelson, @Kirsten Nelson.
Okay.
And Center Stage is on the InfoComm website, InfoComm show website. The full Center Stage schedule is there every year, and we'll be releasing the content for sharing from this show onward through the year.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, man.
Thank you again. For more coverage from the show floor and to learn more about AVNation, please visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.